This is Sims, and we are back with more Dairoku, and we are going to get Sammy's lost love end this time. So, now, like I said previously, like, Sammy's route's gonna take fucking forever because it's already gone on an extra... The normal end, getting his good end went on an extra part, and then because the bad endings drive me fucking crazy, and I lost my shit and shoes route. We're gonna split these up, because most likely what's gonna happen is what happens in all of them, as I'm like, it's gonna take like an hour to fucking get the lost love end, because we're gonna rehash all the same shit that we read in the good ending, because, you know, they feel like giving you complete full ends as if there were no other ends in the game, which... I don't mind if you make the ends long, but, like, why am I reading the same shit 3 times? I don't know, it bugs me, okay? I've said this before. So, for Sammy's route, I will probably not be doing both endings in the same part, because unless for some reason this end finishes before 30 minutes, then I might do them both. But, like, this one always, every single one is always, like, 40 plus minutes, and you're like, shit. And then the bad endings take like an hour and a half to do, and I want to choke myself, and then I lose my shit. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I love Sammy so much, so I don't. So, for my sanity, and for yours, so I'm not like sitting here like, I don't want to do this! We're going to just do the Lost Love end. I'm going to put aside the game for a couple of days over the weekend, and then we'll do the other ending so that it's like I give myself some time. Give a nice ass break, because I can't. Because these endings are just like... Anyway. So, we start here. I loaded our save file 1, and we say he's a childish person. You're childish. You make fun of people right away, and you take joy in scaring people like how you just did with us.
I guess you realized I enjoyed it, huh?
Yes, but although this is how you appear, you always seem calm and relaxed. So I might feel that way even more because of that gap.
Interesting. Here, I thought you'd criticize me, but you actually might be giving me praise now. And I'm always compared to baby-faced Itsuya. I'm always asked, oh, are you his boss? Or, are you the older one? So, guess it's not bad that you feel I'm young.
You have troubles too, huh, Tokitsugu? It's alright, though. The chief looks too young. You don't look like you're aging or anything at all.
Tanashi, isn't that supposed to be helping?
Oh.
Is that supposed to be helping? Is it? I have this feeling Itsuya would still look the youngest even next to you.
Huh. I thought he was just joking, but I feel like he's actually sensitive about this. If that's the case, I felt I had to just come across the unexpected complex of his.
Still, didn't think you thought of me as childish. Maybe I'll ask you to pamper me as much as I want. So, can you take these documents back to, you know, me being a child and all?
She's like, God damn it, Sammy. So now we get to skip through things. Boop. Skip. We still make some tea. Boop. I have to go. Skip. Back to Nakakuni. We never do our job. We're always hanging out here. Oh, wait, is this the chapter? Okay, I've got the thing up because it doesn't, like, really matter. This is different. We go to Kikutsune to ask Shonatsuki. I'll go and patrol around Kikutsune, so is it okay if I could ask you to take Makatsui?
Alright, gotcha. Be careful out there.
Okay. I'm going to make sure it skips when we get there. I came to see Shonatsuki while on my rounds.
Tokitsugu's weaknesses.
Is Sammy his weaknesses? Oh, it's fine if you don't know of any. I was just curious from talking about how Sammy looks like he doesn't have any weaknesses. Okay.
Sammy's weaknesses.
He begins to think, looking as if he were in deep, serious thought, and speaks slowly again.
I believe he can never say no to Karage.
Karage? He can't say no to Karage.
Oh, I think he's not great in the mornings.
He is? He's often in earlier than Yakumo or me and already starting his work. I like how we came here to talk to Shiratsuki, even though this is like the worst possible choice. Because like Akuro knows him best, and over here we're getting random, which is why it's the lost love end, because we don't learn anything about him.
That's right. Eddie doesn't like it when his tail's brushed against lightly.
The Ayakashi's tails must be their weaknesses. That's not a weakness of Seimi's, is it? I asked my question with a sigh, and Shiratsuki smiles awkwardly and quickly looks away. And by the way, all the things Shiro just told you wasn't about Seimi, but himself. Shiratsuki likes karage and hates mornings.
Forgive me. I might have known him a bit longer than you, but I don't know any weaknesses Seimi has.
I can't think of any weaknesses Seimi has either. Even after Shiratsuki gave me some phony answers, I found no information of any of Seimi's weaknesses. Boop. Go alone. Boop. What's the matter? Oh, this is different. What's the matter?
Whoa. I think I might have to retrain you. That was careless. You need to be more thorough.
What?
We can talk about it later. Let's check this out and hurry to the next spot.
Okay. Is it just me, or did I feel like he was scarier than any of the 7 mysteries just now? Okay. Ooh, God, what did I do? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Skip past previously read. Oh! This is where we do our save file, too. Okay, cool. We have to scroll way the fuck down here. Oop, this is where we put 2. Yols. Okay. So. Anyway. So we do ask in detail again. Boop. Okay. So I'm just going to skip through this. So see, but here's the thing. You're like, oh, it only took like 10 minutes to get here. We'll skip past previously read. Anyway. A day had passed since the whole commotion in Sakuratani about Seimi's rumors. Oh, hey you guys! How are the Ayakashi? After returning from patrol, Yakumo welcomed us back as he was gripping the phone in the office. Oh. It seemed like we haven't received any news of the results of the hearing today that involves Seimi. Oh, okay. So Seimi is with what's-his-face, with Tokiwa at the hearing. Okay, that's where we are. All right. And instead of me sitting here at the office, we went on patrol. It's been several hours since it began. I wonder if everything's okay. If things are, progression okay? If things are progressing okay, then the whole misunderstanding should have been clarified by now. I was feeling anxious, but I tried to smile in front of Yakumo so he wouldn't catch on. So if they went to the hearing, then Chief Tokiwa didn't call us. Do you know what I mean? So how is that scene different? I guess I wish we could just kept skipping because like that scene he calls. But like, who is he talking to then? Was he talking, were we supposed to think he was talking to Yakumo? Anyway. Things were calm. It was pretty much the same as when you went in the early evening. Yeah, I see. I know Tokatsugu went over all the places yesterday, convincing a lot of the Ayakashi. I hope all of his actions would be considered at the hearing today. As we were talking, Yakumo's gaze drifted. Tokataka sat beside me. Tokataka, when we were on our rounds and going to all the Ayakashi apologizing to them for all the trouble, Tokataka was acting as his usual self. But in certain moments, he looked sad. He wasn't fully participating in conversations, and his heart didn't seem to be there. I think it's safe to assume that his mind is on Seimi. I could relate only a little. He was his brother, and since Tokataka brought up the misdeeds of their ancestors, he must have felt some guilt. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we all work together and organize the spells Tokatsugu found? Yakumo seemed to pick up on it too and tried to act upbeat to fix the mood. In response to his effort, Tokataka drew a paltry smile. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think so too. Tokatsugu said that he would find the time to organize it all, but imagine if we were done with all that by the time he returns. He's never coming back. We're never going to see him again. Oh! Yep, because there's Chief Tokiwa. The door opened suddenly, and Chief Tokiwa walked in. His expression was grim. I had a bad feeling. Wait. Even more surprising was the fact that Sammy wasn't following him into the room. My heart jumped. Hey, Chief! Where's Tokitsugu? He's going through some paperwork. Chief Tokiwa couldn't have had any more of a stiff expression. Paperwork? Did he need to make a report? No, the paperwork for his resignation. What? Resignation? What are you talking about? Yeah, it wasn't like he was actually going to destroy all of Sakuratani. All right, let me explain. Everyone calm down, take a seat. Chief Tokiwa urged us to sit, but I couldn't. I leaned against the wall. He's like looking at me and you're like, I will not sit! Just because you told me to. Just keep talking. He sighed and bowed his head in frustration, rubbing his forehead. I could see the wrinkles for the first time. He was clearly stressed. This after the part where we just called him super fucking young and now we're like, he's old. Poor man. First, let me apologize for this. It's my fault for underestimating the situation. Though Tokitsugu takes some blame for this misunderstanding, I should have focused on the person who was spreading these rumors. Tokitsugu is a decorated Ayakashimori. This should have been a non-issue, and I was trying to do everything I could, but... Oh, we just need to hold the chief. Pet him, it's okay, sweetie. So you're really going to take responsibility for this and submit your resignation? Yes. Because we didn't have faith in him because we said he was childish and not mean. See, I would have killed, like, I did this because I was like, you're childish. Instead of being like, you're mean. Who would have known telling someone they're mean is the right answer? As soon as the higher-up started poking him, he just decided to resign. Because he doesn't think he has our love, but we love him and we're just going to lose it like this? Sad. What? No! Yakumo, Tokataka, myself, we were all stunned, speechless. Time felt like it had frozen over. Eventually, Tokataka found the energy to squeeze out a few words. Why? My brother, he loved being an Ayakashimori so much. I'm sure they knew he had a soft spot for his little brother, that you were his weakness. No! One of them demanded he admit his wrongdoings, or that Tokataka would be deemed as an accomplice. He was a very loud man. A hollow threat like that was all it took for Tokitsugu. I presented Tokitsugu's research, and he told them he was looking for ways to protect Sakuratani. None of it seemed to matter. Why do they have to go so far as to have him terminated? Tokitsugu isn't just another Ayakashimori. He leads a squad! He became a squad leader at a young age, and he comes from a good family. Maybe that person felt like his position was being threatened. He really is dumb. Sixth is short on agents, and now we're being forced to retire our ace because of some bureaucrats. And this is why I hate the higher-ups who don't even know what happens on the field. I never would have predicted Sammy leaving us. I was anxious about the hearing, but didn't think it would turn out this bad. Chief Tokiwa, is there nothing we can do? Everyone asked, but sadly, we kind of knew what the answer would be. If there were other ways to go about it, Chief Tokiwa wasn't about to tell us. Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to tell you to murder someone, but... Just saying. Seems like Sammy's subordinates aren't the only ones utterly lost about this. This tells us how hard the situation is. I'll go to as many hearings as it takes. I hate being protected in a situation as horrible as this one. I'll convince my brother to change his mind, even if I have to beat him into it. I wouldn't recommend that. Seeing as how things played out, I don't think they have any intentions of having a proper hearing. What? You and Sammy would just be stigmatized further. You'd face the same result or worse. I'd just like to honor Tokitsugu's request at the very least to protect you. Oh, and at the very least protect you, sorry. Although I'm sure it'll be painful having to deal with working from here, from now on.
Hey, Atsuya, aren't you being a little hard on yourself?
Oh, I heard a familiar voice come from behind us. I looked up with surprise.
Ew.
Sammy entered the office, flashing his usual confident smile as if nothing happened to him at all.
Sure, the higher-ups are a bit messed up, but I've always had a ton of fun working under you, Tsuya. Toga, don't pout too much, alright? That'd be a big blow to the special agency if all the Samey boys left it at once.
Oh, look, we all look so sad, and you just look so happy while being dead inside. I don't like this CG. I like it, but like everybody is like horrified and angry and like, oh, Yakumo's crying, like a little tear in his eye. Oh, such a little sweetheart. And then Samey's over there like, it's okay. Like with that beaming smile that's just like, I'm kind of dying inside and I hate this, but I just want to put on a brave face. Oh my god, stop it. Oh. Then you shouldn't quit.
Well, I wish I didn't have to, but it's kind of my fault for letting it get this out of hand. I kind of asked for it. I try not to take it too bad, okay?
How can we not? Togetsugu, if you leave, what's gonna happen to the Samey squad?
Don't worry about it. You've been watching how I work this whole time. I think Yakumo's squad has a nice ring to it.
Oh my god, no, Yakumo has to be my boss. We're all gonna die.
You'll do fine in my spot. I know it. I'll be good out there.
What? I mean...
I'm sorry about all this, Spacey. I really wanted to honor you and watch you grow into a successful agent.
No, you have to take responsibility. Please mentor me to the end. I'm begging you, Samey. I don't want you to quit. I'll never see you again, and that's how we lose our love. I mean, he's still out there, and we could just, like, see him on the weekends. I'm just saying, this doesn't have to be like a lost love end. With the Akuro one, it kind of had to be where he was, like, fucking in an ice cube. And it's like, by the time he thaws, I'll be long dead. And so will our great-great-grandchildren. Guys, I'm pregnant. I'm just saying, that would have been a twist. But then they would have had to write some sexy scenes in.
Man, you're putting me in a bind here. I thought you only viewed me as some strangely suspicious boss.
I do. Your compliments never feel sincere, you're never open to me, and I've always found you to be very hard to deal with. But even still, you've helped me so much. I admired you. And because you were here, I was able to become an Ayakashimori, and I love you. Tell him you love him. Just tell him you love him right now. Togetsugu, you've driven her to say all of that? Are you still gonna quit? You're horrible, brother. I'm never talking to you again. Like, oh, they're all threatening poor Samey. It's like, this is hard for him too, you know? Aww.
Oh, come on. Stop acting like a child. Atsuya, help me out here.
Hell no. Spent a lot of time trying to keep you here too. I've got more allies now, so I'll just silently observe until you change your mind.
I'm sorry. I'm touched you'd all say all that, but this is all I can do.
He seemed to direct that to the chief, but I know those words were intended for us, the more immature agents. I guess I wasn't the only one that felt this way. After straightening his posture, Samey turned and faced us, the Samey squad. This is sad. I don't like this.
Just as all you were reading yourselves...
Oh, we're reading yourselves? Just as all of you were reading yourselves. I think it's supposed to be readying.
Just as all of you were readying yourself to help me save Sakuratani too. I'm sorry to leave you like this.
And then Sakuratani fails and everyone's like, I guess it wasn't him? Yeah, assholes.
After I quit the 6th, I'll be taking over the Samey household. Once I'm settled, I'll act as backup, supporting Sakuratani from the outside.
Samey... it's over. The feeling of defeat gripped my heart. As it did, all I could see was a confident Samey, acting tough as he always did. Strong, so that we wouldn't feel sad about this loss. It pained me, not as a fellow Ayakashimori, but as the person who began to have feelings for Toketsugu Samey.
Atsuya, that's alright with you, yeah? Or am I gonna be banned and unable to go in and out of Sakuratani anymore?
Of course not. And if anyone's gonna put up a fight about it, I won't let them.
Yeah, I'll hear that. That means this isn't goodbye. I just won't be around as often. It won't change the fact that we'll be working toward the same goal together. With the 3 of you as Ayakashimori on this side, we'll be fine. Oh, also, and this is me assuming Tokatoko will stay in the 6th. You're not gonna go run back to Division 1, are you?
You were the one who made such a fuss. Are you serious right now? And this is too messed up. I'm not happy with this. I'm gonna be talking to the higher-ups who were at the hearing. They're gonna have to fire all of us.
What? Tokataka!
Tokataka ignored Yakumo and stormed right out of the office.
Oh man, Etsuya, will you be able to handle him?
Yep, Tokataka quits. There's really gonna be no future for the special agency. I couldn't protect you, but I'll protect him.
Aw, come on, don't say it like that. Are you trying to guilt trip me right now?
Maybe a little bit. I've been watching your back since before you joined the agency. I'm a little annoyed that you're making decisions without me.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm gonna take some time to make that up to you.
After the two finished out their talk, Sammy took a step forward.
Tadashi, Spacey, thanks for everything. Also, just because I'm not your leader anymore doesn't mean you can loaf in Kikatsune all day. Maybe I should be worried about you working too hard. Spacey, look out for Tadashi.
Sammy, what am I supposed to do? I don't want him to give up. I found myself still looking for ways to get him out of this situation. But no matter what, I felt like it was useless. All I could do was stare. Maybe it would somehow cause him to change his mind if I did that. But of course, that wouldn't happen. The end was near. Did he give us the necklace already? Or was that... Because I feel like he already did, so we have that necklace. That was the, like... I gave it to you because you were the person I love the most, and then he's just gonna disappear from our life. That's sad. Huh? I'm not giving up. If I can prove your innocence, you could come back, right?
I don't know about that.
Sammy said it as if he was dodging the question as he tapped Yakumo's head once.
Etsuya, will you come with me? I want to pass a few tasks on to you. I got a few favors to ask, too.
Sure. Sammy took Chief Tokiwa with him and left the room. Yakumo and I were left in the office alone. Yakumo... I won't give up either. We're in this together.
Oh, Spacey!
Hearing my words, Yakumo nodded, half crying, half smiling.
Right, let's do this! We just have to hang in there!
Yakumo's determination reignited my heart, which was already losing faith. He's right. I don't have to think that this is the end. Sammy would never rely on us, whether he felt sorrow or pain. He carries the world on his shoulders. We have to prove to him that he can depend on us. Let's call him back here and surprise him.
All right.
The feeling of hope lost, of regret, transformed into something that would help me take a step forward. And I feel like this, okay, another little thing. Okay, see, that's... This makes sense. This ending makes sense. It's not, well... And then, a little bit after. But I just feel like what's going to happen here is it's going to be another 20 minutes after that scene. But I feel like it should just be, a little thing and done. And, this ending is the one where we didn't go through and rehash everything because it happened before we got here. I'm just saying. We'll see what happens after this, though, because it's already been 20 minutes, so. About a month had passed since Sammy left the 6th. So I made the barbed woman mad. That's rough, buddy. Why don't you try and rope Shiratsky into taking care of it? Oh, it's Ayakashimori, not an Ayakashi. Whatever, I didn't really read it. Even when I walked through the office building, I didn't hear people gossiping about Sammy like I used to. Yeah, because he's gone now. They ruined it. But since he resigned, a lot of the Ayakashimori believed some of the rumors were true, despite them being refuted. If someone said anything, oh, so you were... I'd be like, shut the fuck up! I will fucking cut you! I would get so fired.
Yakumo, I think you can do... You think you can do something about it?
Do something. Anything.
What? Oh, I can't. I have to take this to the real world to fix it. Although I don't even know if there's something that can be fixed.
What?
I knew it.
This game console's been through some stuff. Ibaragi started to pet the console lovingly as if it was their only child. Shuten and Ibaragi, his parents together, it's weird.
Right? Has it been 3 or 4 years now? The first game console in Makatsui.
What? This console? I don't know much about video games, but it looks pretty new. I remember someone mentioning Ayakashi getting recently hooked on real-world items, but I assume they always had games.
You know, it was Tokitsugu decided to bring a lot of real-world culture here into Sakuratani.
What?
We weren't keeping it from them, but they just didn't know about it. Some Ayakashimori would give it out on a personal basis. Tokatsugu and Chief Tokiwa were responsible for getting the budget for that approved. They worked really hard to do that. Yeah, honestly, that's one of the reasons I always appreciated Sammy. You might be saying that now, but if I recall, you were always the one ignoring Sammy's rules. Well, he always told me himself that nothing I did was too serious. Who was I to refute his own words? He was just being nice, you idiot. He might have been telling us it wasn't a big deal, but it was, you unappreciative bastard. Hey, right back at you. You were always ignoring Sammy. Is it the head that I follow, and the brother who follows him? I do not serve Ayakashimori. Who's the unappreciative bastard, then? Hey, what do you guys think? We're over here like... Sammy's gone, it's like he's dead. We're like crying over here. I doubt Tokatsugu considers either of you unappreciative bastards. Sheesh. It's been a month since Sammy quit, and I feel like I've heard the Ayakashi talk about Sammy often. Sammy did this. Thanks to Sammy, our lives got better. This was the kind of feedback he received. Yakumo, why didn't you tell me about this? Here's the thing, guys. If you want to appreciate Sammy, talk to the other Ayakashi, not us. You know, the other people? Yeah, those assholes, keep bringing up Sammy to them, because they're the fuckers that chased him out, so. Make them feel bad about themselves. Because we already feel bad about this. When we have a class on Sakuratani history during the new hire training, I think this should probably be mentioned. Well, you know Tokatsugu. He said this wasn't a big deal. Yes, but in the eyes of others, they likely viewed him as incredibly annoying. That's just how he carried himself. So now that Sammy's gone, we have to romance Akuro. I'm okay with that. Sammy's our real-world lover, and Akuro can be our, like, you know, Sakuratani lover. With a little bit of Shiratsuki on the side, I'm just saying. Oh. Akuro dropped such a harsh opinion as he came to bring us some tea and snacks to go with it. And when we're in the office, and we're feeling sad... That's when we bang the chief. This game's turned me into a war. I don't even know, anyway. I think Tokatsugu has an even bigger goal, and that goal was to make sure that he protected Sakuratani. And then people forced him out, so we're all gonna die, but okay. That's why anything else was just a byproduct of this goal. I guess it wasn't something he felt like he could boast about. You have a point. And Tokatsugu was lucky to have subordinates like Yakumo who understood what he was doing. What? Did Sammy die? If that happens, I hope he reincarnates into an Ayakashi and comes to Sakuratani. There's still a lot I need him to do. Hey! He's not dead! And if there's things you need done, just talk about it with us! He's right. We may not be able to resolve it like Sammy, but we'll work really hard every day to get it done. You're very dependable. Hang in there, squad leader Yakumo. That's, substitute squad leader Yakumo, Akuro. We're still very much the Sammy squad. Oh, and Tokatsugu told me to call you that when I bumped into him the other day. What? Sammy didn't die? You have to pay attention. Yakumo mentioned it earlier. I don't think Sammy really died. Yeah, this is really hard to keep up with. I'm getting so confused. Oh, shoot, you big dumb idiot. Your situation is truly complicated, and Tokatsugu has resigned, yet you're all still claiming to be the Sammy squad. I'm sorry about the trouble, but it won't be so complicated soon enough. Right, Yakumo? Yeah, that I can promise. You guys just watch and wait. 6 months later. Sure, we'll look forward to it. This is the problem, right? Because Sammy's gone and we're trying to get him back, and it's going to be like 2 months later, 6 months, and it's going to be an hour of this where we just, and then Sammy's like, yeah, no, I don't want to come back. And you're like, wait, what? We're just kind of like, there isn't a point to it. The after thing, like talking to everyone and kind of missing Sammy and kind of, you already felt bad, but let's just rip your heart out a little bit more. Just squeeze the rest of it out. Yeah, but like, yes, let's try to get him back, and we're gonna win him back, and then just to not, you know how it's gonna go, he's not coming back. So like, why are we gonna spend 20 minutes pretending, you know? It's the only thing I don't get. Tokataka was waiting for us as we finished our patrol. Since Sammy left, Tokataka returned to Division 1, but he wasn't going against Sammy's request. I'm ready to go. Are you? We're doing alright, right? Yeah.
Today we're going to submit all of the information we've gathered to Chief Tokiwa to prove Seimi's innocence. He's not going to come back, though. After that, I guess we'll have to challenge the higher-ups who forced Seimi to resign, as well as the Ayakashimori who doubt Seimi. But I'm not afraid of them. At all. My need for Seimi has become stronger with each day that passes. I want to hear Seimi poking fun at us again. I crave the kindness in his voice. I want to see his smile again. And it's funny because, like, you feel like you haven't seen him in a month, but Akuro did say the other day when I saw him. Did he come here and he didn't see us? I'm just saying.
I'm glad. I'll make sure to keep that up, okay? You're a real asset to us. Anyway, thanks.
And once again, I wish he'd let his guard down around me. For him to do that, he has to know he can count on us. That was enough motivation to work hard. I mean, he didn't want to leave, but imagine, like, being like, yeah, I'm going to retire, and you leave, and then everyone's like, we got your job back, and you're like, oh, man, I finally got out. Like, peace of mind. But see, here's the thing, right? Oh, this is the end. Oh, wow. Look at that. It only took a half an hour. I still don't want to record the friendship end, to be honest with you, but, oh. As we were walking toward the chief's office, I'd received a message from Seimi.
Hey, another energetic day at work. I'm going to come by to visit. Could you call Akuro over to Nakakuni?
When we worked in the office together, he never messaged me like this. Since we've parted, he checks in often. Seimi hasn't forgotten us either. We might be able to work together as Ayakashimori and as the head of the Seimi household to protect the Ayakashi and Sakuratani. I can't read. However, maybe I'm just being spoiled, but I still need Seimi. Okay, I'll let him know, but you should call him yourself next time. What's the matter? Nothing. I smiled and shook my head, then sent my reply. I promised to make it so that one day he wouldn't go through me anymore. I hope it comes soon. Do we get to see him again? That's the end. Okay, so like every other fucking bad ending is like 40 minutes of rehashing the same bullshit over and over and over. And Seimi's like lost love end is like, we tried to save him and like one of these days we'll figure it out. And it ends the way it should. This is exactly the way that an end should be. Like, he's gone, and you're like, oh. And this is sad, but, like, they kind of leave it open, like, you know, we're working on... Exactly how the end should be. But they always take, like, a fucking hour. So I guess with Seimi's, we will do the friendship end, too, because Seimi's is apparently the only one that is... fucking not 3 hours long and rehashing all the same bullshit we already fucking listened to 32 times. Anyway, so we don't ask anything this time. His body language is telling me not to ask any more questions. Okay, so. Skip previous. Chapter 6, In Secret. The next day, I had the day off, so I was reading through a book of yin-yang techniques for personal study. Wow, this is amazing. The content's great, but Seimi's notes also had so much clarity. I clicked that way before I finished reading it. Maybe it would have been pretty good teaching somewhere. He could probably teach at a prep school with ease. Okay. I'm sure he could be successful at whatever he chose to do. Tokataka says he's got both brains and brawn. Relaxation and departure. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. I could tell by working with him, he'd find solutions quickly while also being able to control Ayakashi causing a ruckus. My phone began to ring from the corner of the table. I picked up my phone quickly. What's the matter? I don't usually people call me on my day off. I thought there might have been an emergency, so I wanted to see who exactly was calling me right now. Chief Tokiwa. Is this during the thing? Hey, you guys. Sorry for calling you in on your day off. As soon as Chief Tokiwa called me, I rushed to the office and found that Yakumo, Tokataka, and even Seimi were all there. No worries. I was just hanging out at the dorms anyway. So what's going on? Are we having some kind of problem? Problem? Well, I guess we can call it that, right, Tokatsugu? Chief Tokiwa directed the attention to Seimi, who gave us a bitter smile.
You all know already, right? The rumor going around about me cursing Sakuratani to destroy it.
Tokatsugu thought he could ride this one out, but now that I've heard about it, I can't sit around to do nothing. So this is before the thing, yeah. As you all know, Tokatsugu is an outstanding agent. One that's probably made a few others jealous and inclined to spreading such rumors. Also, as you all know, he never does quite feel the need to address certain things, laughing it off instead. This may have aided the spread.
Wow, Chief Tokiwa, are you just gonna talk about me in front of my squad like that?
Well, obviously, I've ruined everyone's day off by calling everyone to the office. I thought I could at least make it a little entertaining. Chief Tokiwa, this is rare. He actually seems upset with Seimi today. His eyes. Sexy sus eyes right there. Yeah. It's not that you actively choose not to rely on others, you just don't know how to. Yeah, you're right, Spacey. Brother, you always keep everything to yourself. Why don't you ever talk to me? I could have been here helping you with all this so long ago. I don't think we were in that room when we had that conversation, but, like, I don't remember. Just seems wrong, though. To top it off, it's the same thing that Tokutaka and I got upset with Seimi about. So many people really do care about him. I'm not sure how much of that he actually realizes. Anyway, in my opinion, I think we should squash these rumors as soon as humanly possible. If the Ayakashi catch wind of it and start rioting, that could begin a snowball effect that would lead to the instability of Sakuratani.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. Actions you've taken trying to save this place started rumors. If something bad actually happened, it'd all be in vain. So this is like before the rioting, before everything. He's busting and you're like, psh, we're gonna nip this shit in the bud. But Chief, if you do that now, Seimi and I'll never become lovers. Alright, I guess we're not becoming lovers anyway. Obviously. You know. He's the chief for a reason. I'm sure that spinning it this way will definitely cause Seimi to clear the air. This is very educational. You think so too, eh, Tokutaka? We couldn't help but whisper to one another. Huh? What are you talking about? Tell you later, Yakumo. This is a masterclass in manipulating my bro.
Hey! Who's manipulating who?
You're it, Togutsugu. And here you are mumbling about your brother and subordinates.
Sorry.
Moving forward, if Seimi pushes himself too hard, I can have Chief Tokiwa step in to correct him. Oh, yeah. I was just scenarios in my head. Oh, Chief and Seimi, okay. I was keeping mental notes of these things as they came into my mind when there was suddenly a big commotion outside. Chief Tokiwa, I heard Togutsugu Seimi needs to talk to me! We've been wondering about the rumors, too. If you could tell us more, that'd be great. I don't know their voices, so I don't care. Whoa. It was some Ayakashimori from some of the other squads. Explanation. Okay, so now we're at Friendship End, see?
Everyone, I'd like to thank you for coming here today. I'm sure you're all busy, so I'll keep it short.
God. Our squad had today off. We asked the Shirays to help us patrol the sectors we were in charge of today, so I hope to leave here with a good explanation. I don't know who was who, so I don't really care. The meeting was called very abruptly, and the other squad leaders were annoyed. The senior Ayakashimori behind them didn't look too happy either. They were all giving Seimi a stern look. They're all glaring at him because he's sexy. Sexy glare. Wow, will we even be able to clear the air by talking about the rumors right now? I'm a little worried Seimi's going to be put in a worse position than he's already in. Nah, because we're going to be friends, so if our lost love is he got fired, which isn't really a lost love thing, because it's like, he still comes, we can still be lovers, it's just we're far away. We have to be like long-distance lovers. It's okay. It's not like he died. Or they like imprisoned him or something. Like Akuro, he's in a fucking block of crystal or whatever. Seimi's just like in the real world. It's fine. He's our real world lover. And this, we're just like pals, which then we can become. So like the Seimi bad endings aren't really that bad. I mean, it sucks they fired Seimi, but like you could be like, oh, we're gonna work hard and get his job back. Sure. It's not like we were gonna try and then they murdered him. You know? Like Akuro's was bad. He got put in a block. Didn't we die in one of them? Like, what happened? I mean, like... And then, like, in Shiratsuki's, he was like, I guess we're not going to be together. And he was just pining away somewhere. And it's like, that's sad. Seimi's is like, she just moved to the next town over. It's fine. Tokiwa, are you going to have my brother address the rumors here and now? Yeah, the higher-ups are hard to please, so I need to take care of it at this level first. I know that, but this is a tough spot for Togutsugu to be in. He's right. I agreed with Yakumo, but all I could do now was watch. All of the Ayakashimori had their eyes on Seimi as he took a step forward.
Listen, I'm sure everyone here has an opinion about this, but please let me tell you what I've been working on. I hope you'll hear me out.
The room, which had been tittering with conversation before, suddenly quieted.
First off, I know there are rumors that I've been working to destroy Sakuratani. This is false. That's actually quite the opposite. Every bit of research I've conducted until now has been to protect and maintain Sakuratani. I know saying it isn't enough for you to believe, and that's why these rumors are circulating.
A few of the people were really shocked to see Seimi address this. Their eyes grew wide. If only he was always this transparent, it wouldn't have ever gotten this bad. I internally shook my head, and Tokataka seemed to look at him with similar thoughts.
I know I'm not the type of person who opens up about what I'm doing, so I can understand why everyone would feel anxious. The way I talk and act, even my own squad members have found it suspicious.
Although Seimi's shoulders looked slumped, he was still talking in his usual way.
If you really have a hard time believing me, I can show you all my research materials, and you can make your own decision.
Seimi took his documents and passed them to each of the squad leaders.
These address the source of Sakuratani's imbalance, rituals to repair it, and other spells that might be able to help things. I still have yet to discover a surefire way to keep Sakuratani from destruction, and we still need more information.
Why didn't you just do it yourself? Oh. An irritated voice spoke out from the crowd of Ayakashimori. The air was tense, but Seimi didn't seem too bothered by the comment. He smiled and addressed the question.
Do it myself. Well, I tried that, and now it looks like I'm about to get fired.
Oh.
I thought I could handle it alone, and that's why I only told the chief and didn't share this intel with anyone. Rumors spread as a result. It's a consequence of how I conducted myself, which I can accept, but I can't accept the destruction of Sakuratani. This was created as a sanctuary for Ayakashi, and no one knows what'll happen if it's gone. If it got hurtled into some far-off dimension, fine. Ayakashi could just go on scaring people like they used to do in the past. But if the citizens of this place died too, it'd become a problem, not only for Ayakashi, but for all of us who work here.
The room became incredibly silent.
I know it wouldn't happen overnight, but we definitely know things in Sakuratani are changing. I'm sure you've all noticed this on patrol. Like the guy from earlier. I know he goes and drinks with the water department kappa. Haven't they told you about the drought?
What? How do you know that?
I've been investigating abnormalities. I've seen and heard about others in Sakuratani. I urge y'all to read the report. And you over there, I know you have the hots for the snow women. Try not to get frostbite.
What the? You didn't have to say that out loud!
Oh, sorry. But it's thanks to your listening to them talking about weird behavior of the snow. I was made aware of changing in the snowfield.
Seimi does observe people well. Again, his Shikigami does have, like, fucking eyes everywhere, right? Seems these talents extend beyond his squad.
I've been researching on my own, but there's a lot of intel I couldn't have gotten by myself. That's thanks to the Ayakashimori here, the archive department, and general affairs for all doing their jobs and doing them well. You might have seen me hanging out with the Ayakashi before, and in the past I thought that was enough of a display of my commitment to this job. In the end, maybe it wasn't. That's why I've decided to tell you all the truth.
He often makes snide remarks and teases people, but in general, he's always been a great boss. He's a caring person and a talented onmyoji. He's quick on his feet and very aware. There's no greater Ayakashimori that I know of in Sakuratani.
I know rumors are spread and some people might detest me because of my past behavior, but please let me apologize to you. I'm truly sorry, and if possible, I'd like to ask for your help in protecting Sakuratani.
Seimi bowed deeply. So, I mean, it's almost some of the same information, but it's not exactly the same. It's like, it's Seimi kind of explaining, like, oh, and putting little other tidbits and things that we've never heard before. So, like, they did Seimi's endings well. Why the fuck did they have to do the other ones where it's like it's the same shit we've already done 3 times? Now, we're not done yet, so we haven't quite gotten there, so who knows? Oh. The senior who was rude to Seimi earlier suddenly started to clap. I'm sorry. To be honest, I also spread those rumors without verifying if they were true. I did that too. I'm really sorry. I never had the chance to talk to you about it, and I just jumped to conclusions.
That's okay. No need to apologize. Actually, you should fucking apologize, you're a bag of dicks, but I wasn't able to make friends with you, probably because I climbed the ranks so quickly.
There's the guy I know. His speech was perfect, his apology was sincere, and now he's just out here flexing again. Great. God, you're so annoying. Yeah, you can be such a prick sometimes. You can't talk to other, like, Ayakashimori like that.
Haha. Tell me how you really feel. Listen, I'd appreciate if you guys just talk to me like that more often. Be honest.
Ah, I see. The tension that had been building quickly dissipated. It's so incredible how Seimi can get by with seemingly such little effort. Well, I felt that way, but Tokataka, Yakumo, and Chief Tokiwa all wore troubled smiles. In any case, all of the Ayakashimori came to apologize to Seimi and admit their wrongdoing. You really should have just been upfront with us like this earlier. Indeed, if our subordinates ignored the rumors, if no one knew what was going on with you, of course they'd have doubts.
An outstanding opinion. I apologize for causing you two trouble.
Well, it might be our fault that they came up learning to comfort themselves through gossip. We might be to blame for that. Allow me to apologize for that, but I see your efforts here, and I'm sure opinions have been changed.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, this is what you were researching? Considering the content, I wouldn't blame anyone for assuming you're trying to curse people.
Now with their manuscripts at home, I realize that the old spells are stronger than modern ones. It's harder on the practitioner, though.
I feel like you'd be able to handle it, but would we be able to?
Oh, of course you could. Besides, Sakuratani isn't solely in need of powerful practitioners. Agents who can talk to Ayakashi, agents who can file papers, people to look over documentation. I couldn't have done all this alone.
As he spoke with the other Ayakashimori, I felt Seimi's gaze shift toward us. Chief Tokiwa, Yakumo, Tokataka, and me too. I believe I can assume that my feelings reached him, at least a little bit. Where's our other CG? Let's go. Seimi was surrounded by people who said they'd help him out. I couldn't be happier with the scene before me. Okay, but like wrap it up so we can get to like whatever friendly scene that we get our CG with. And I guess you got through this unscathed. I didn't think you'd be able to talk to everyone the way you just did, brother. Tokatsuka really is nice once you talk to him a little bit. I guess this is the best way he could get his feelings across. Yeah, he might have found some new people to pick on, too. That's good for you, Tadashi. No, that's great to hear. Wait, but that might bum me out a little, too. Don't worry. I'm sure his relationship with me or you or anyone won't change at all. I want his relationship with me to change. Now we're just stuck at being friends because you said something, Tokataka. Thanks a lot! I mean, this is the friendship done, but... I see. Okay, then. Let's get in on that strategy meeting. The Seimi squad can't lose. I should have paused there, but Yakumo nudged Tokataka's arm, and they all joined the circle. As far as Yakumo's concerned, Tokataka's already a part of the Seimi squad. Tokataka, laughing and joining the group, didn't push back at all. He seemed to be on the same page. I smiled watching them.
Hey, Spacey. I can't start without you.
What? Seimi came out of the center of the group, reaching his hand toward me.
You were the first one who said you'd help me, right? You're not allowed to slack off. I want to make sure you help.
Okay. I laughed and took Seimi's hand. We're holding hands! We didn't hold hands on the love route! Oh. Oh my god. This is the sexy route. I'm just kidding. Seimi gripped it tightly. From the bottom of my heart, I knew I wanted to work with this awesome nuisance of a boss. It's kind of adorable. Because, like, in the friendship route, it's like, it's the friendship end. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it can't blossom into something. You know what I mean? Daily life returns. A month had passed since Seimi's rumor debacle. So, this is what I had at home. It's pretty tattered, and my grandfather said it's probably nothing more than a personal diary.
No, you never know until Archives looks into it. Thanks a lot for bringing it over.
That's comforting to hear. My grandpa was an amazing Ayakashimori to say. He's senile now, though. He's so stubborn.
You're lucky you can still talk to him. My grandpa taught me more magic than my own father did. He was my master.
Same for me. Yeah, it's true. Just having him around really does keep me on my best behavior. Not that he's gonna remember. You said he's senile.
Exactly. My grandfather was a stoic man. I'd never be able to slack off even if he wasn't around.
Ha! So that's why you're a workaholic. Excuse me, is squad leader Seimi here? I heard he's trying to find ways to prevent Sakuratani from being destroyed, but we'd like to help out.
All right, thank you.
Since the day Seimi explained the situation to everyone, a lot of people from other squads started visiting our office. A lot of responsibilities he carried and the burden that we had to take on as a squad were starting to diminish. Felt calm for once.
Togetsuga's so popular these days. It's not just Ayakashimori helping out, but even people from General Affairs are coming around. My brother's always been a popular guy. Too popular, even. He'd usually be the one to have to keep his distance. Tokitaka doesn't even hide that he loves his brother so much these days. Maybe them arguing about Tokitaka joining the Sixth was an unusual matter. This must be the normal dynamic between them. Maybe I'll go on patrol soon. Tokitaka, what do you want to do? Go on your own today? Yeah, I could, but would you mind joining me today? Sure, no problem. If we go together, we can check in on that many more Ayakashi. Oh, hold on. I'll come with you guys, too. What? I've never heard of 3 people going on patrol together. You're still the newest one here. It's been known to happen. What? I don't think that's true. That never happened back when it was just you and me, Tokitsugu. That's because it was just you and me. Yakumo, what the fuck? 2! You can't get 3 people out of 2! I mean, you can, but... Yakumo, we're not there. Obviously. When it was just us, we only had 2 people here. So how would we have been 3? This conversation is devolving quickly. Okay, fine. Come if you want. As long as Spacey's okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. Let's go to it. Or let's get to it. Alright, let's go! Relaxation and departure. And this is basically the end. See, his endings were the way they should have been done. What the fuck? They get all this way, and I'm like, we're gonna kill these, and it's like, wow, these are actually pleasant endings, and they ended and didn't rehash the same things, and just did a little bit, and like, made it slightly different, and we didn't have to go, like, what the hell? Anyway. Huh? Don't hum me. You're trying to slack off, aren't you? 30 minutes later, we were under a Fujizakura tree. Say made a small setup of snack and drinks spread out on a little picnic blanket. If this is what we're doing, I'm going back. Oh, come on. It's okay. Sakuratani's so peaceful. Almost too peaceful. That's not the problem. We're on the clock. You're so lame. Okay, look. You were working outside of work hours for a while, so now this is just a way of balancing your timesheet. Relax. I feel like this is me sometimes. Like, do whatever. What are you doing? I'm coming in to work because I have an 8 a.m. meeting. Just work from home. But I'm just what are you doing here? Not even my boss, my old boss's boss, yelling at me for coming into work early. What are you doing here? Why are you here early? I have an 8 a.m. call, so I had to get in early. Just take those calls from home. Yeah, but then I'd like take the call from home and then come into work. No, just work home from home that day. But I only have 10 allotted work from home days. Don't tell anyone. Well, he told me, he's like, just tell your boss and don't put it down. Who gives a shit? Okay, what? And then the next week he yelled at me again. What are you doing here again? And I'm like, it was an accident that I got here this early. I'm getting yelled at for doing my job. This is weird. My boss is also the one who yelled at me once. Not really, you know what I mean? But like, oh yeah, my whole family's on this 2-week road trip. Why didn't you go? Because they asked me like 3 days ago. What? You should have just asked for the time off. It was like 3 days in advance. Who cares? We'd have figured it out. I got yelled at for not taking a 2-week vacation with 3 days notice. What the fuck? Like, what? What? I may not love my job, but I like where I work and I like the people I work with. My job isn't that bad. It's not it's not like, woohoo, I love my job. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, it's all right. I'm learning new things that are going to be a little bit more fun, but some of my job is boring as shit. Other parts are going to be more fun once I get more involved in them, but anyway. What is this man saying? I see. Well, that makes sense to me. I guess I'll have a drink. Oh, there you go, Tokitaka. Drink up, bud. What? Not you two, Tokitaka. What's gone into the two of you? You two aren't Oni. Hey, that's offensive to Oni. I mean, yes, they drink a lot, but they always invite us. Brother, did you notice already? Did I notice what? You don't have to play dumb. Today, I need to tell you something, Spacey. That's why I asked to come with you. I'm thinking of going back to the first. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa! We were supposed to have a beautiful CG with Sammy, and you're fucking it up, Tokitaka! You're surprised, right? And my brother doesn't seem surprised at all. That's not true. But don't worry. Continue your speech to Spacey.
All right. Oh, look at how beautiful Samey looks in this CG. Tokataka's is kind of adorable, but he has... The eyes that he has right now remind me of Hajun so badly. I don't know what it is. And we have an adorable but derpy look on our face. But Samey looks so goddamn beautiful. With his little eyes closed. But, okay, you know what's driving me bonkers? I think it's like when you have the game... There is a CG they show of Samey. Like, in the intro, right? With his eyes open. And it's the one in the back of the game cover. Not on the back, but inside. And, like, you don't have that. Plus, you know what's killing me? Like, on the cards, there's typical Samey sprite with his little eyes closed, but the one in the background with his eyes open is goddamn beautiful. I need that in the CG. But then I'm thinking maybe that CG comes up in the finale route because we have so many other side ones, it doesn't count as a Samey one. Because this is the last CG, and it's like, it's not that one. That one is everywhere, but it's not in the game. It's bizarre. Samey seemed to be playing dumb, so Tokataka chuckled at him before turning back to me. I've been thinking about it for some time, and my dream was always to be an Ayakashimori, and I've had so much fun actually doing it. It wasn't just my brother. I was so happy to work with you, Spacey. Yakumo too, actually. I love being in the Samey squad, but when I found out about my ancestors, I didn't try to do anything to save Sakuratani. Instead, I ran from it. I'm embarrassed by it every day, so our friendship route is we don't get the total happy ending because Tokataka's not going to be here, and it's going to take us longer to date Samey. Got it. I just couldn't grit my teeth when I knew I had to. It was pathetic. I know it, and I just can't go back to work and pretend I didn't do that.
But Spacey, Tadashi, and I would never think that way. I doubt the Ayakashi care at this point.
I know that, but this feeling is still in my heart. You get what I'm saying, don't you?
Meh.
Samey looked a little sad as he poured some sake into his cup. After Tokataka's mumbling. I think I'll try a little harder at Division 1. I want to become the best version of myself. I want to give it my all. Then one day, no matter how tough it is, when I feel like I can truly protect Sakuratani and all the Ayakashi living in it, and that's when I'll come back to the 6th. Back to the Samey squad. Could you take care of my brother until then? Tokataka. Even after all Samey's secrets came out and were resolved, Tokataka was still so stressed. But see, this is also like the, okay, we're going to be friends with, and then eventually that happy ending will happen. I like just thinking of it that way. It's just the long route. They were taking the long way around to that happy ending, you know, where Tokataka's in the 6th and we're dating Samey. This was hard for me, to be honest. It felt so natural to have him around, especially as a member of the Samey squad. I understand, but this better not be permanent. Promise me you'll return, Tokataka. Thank you, Spacey.
You guys are terrible. You treat me like some problem child. Besides, who knows if the Samey squad will still be here by then? I might be chief, and we'd have a Spacey squad or a Yakumo squad.
I like how we'd have an Spacey squad because it's supposed to be an Akitsu squad. I'll try my best to come back before then. Although it might be faster if I just worked my way up and became the chief of Division 1. That'd be interesting. Both Sameys, chiefs of Divisions 1 and 6. Chief Tokiwa would be regional manager?
Hey, don't go saying that out loud. The big bosses will think you're plotting something.
You got that right. I wish my phone would stop beeping. Whoever is texting me repeatedly is going to make me chuck my phone. Under the big Fujizakura tree, where everything bloomed all year long, Tokataka's laughter rang brightly. How can I be mad that we're ditching today? Today, only today, I'll do this with Samey and Tokataka. Ah, man, it really is a bummer for me to leave the 6th.
You said it. Then stay.
I won't.
So stubborn. Who'd you learn that from?
Who do you think? Ha 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 ha. No matter how much fun things were, the time before a goodbye was always bittersweet. I looked up at the flowers in the Fujizakura tree as they waved in the wind, and felt that this moment would be the start of a brighter future. Beautiful. This is the perfect place to end it. I mean, it is the last chapter in the friendship end, so it should be the end. Also, we're taking 3 hours to paint up that tree, so... See? These are the way the ending should have been, and I wouldn't have been freaking rage, like... Secret files. Secret files! I know that technically to complete Samey's flowchart, you have to go through the common route and get the Samey ending, but it's basically just... I'm not doing it. Anyway. Whoop. Okay. So these were our new CGs. What's this? Hide. There we go. So Sammy saying goodbye with a sweet little face. Aww. And then this one. We're like all of us here. Sammy looks so... Can we like zoom in on him? Can you like zoom in? How do we like zoom in? Can you not? Oh, that's so disappointing. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you can. Oh, there we go. I wasn't zooming. There we go. Look at that. That's like perfect. Except for like, they have like a... That's not on my screen. That's on Sammy's face. Like the pink. Like, why did they do that? Because like zoom in is down, which is weird. Look, we could just do this. I just love the way he looks in this. Oh, right. But I said we were gonna do this one as the end one because, like, did we already end on this one? No, we only did one, right? Because I was like, we're gonna have two because we're gonna like have the good. We're gonna have split his bad endings up into two parts, but we didn't. We did them all in one part. So, yay! Anyway, next is the finale route. I don't know what that entails, and I don't know if I like it because, like, this was a good way to end the game. You know what I mean? You're like, yay, we got to date Sammy, and his bad endings weren't really bad. You know, even the Lost Love ending, we didn't really lose him. He got fired and he quit, but he's still kind of there, and it's like, oh, we just don't get to see him every day, but it's okay. He just lives in a different state. You know what I mean? Literally. Like, so, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're in the state of Sakuratani, and he's, like, in the real world, and it's, like, kind of a pain in the ass to get back and forth. But, like, we can do it, and we can still see him. We didn't lose him, you know? So, but anyway, yeah, so next we'll start the finale route, and we'll see what that's all about. But I'm guessing that's the, like, single ladies. Oh, the single ladies route, and I don't like that. Or it's the man harem route, which I'm okay with. Because, like, or do we get to date the chief in that route? I'm just saying. I'm saying, how do we... I hate when they're like, the routes where, oh, like, all your friends are dead. You know, or, like, you don't get anybody. I don't like those. I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here to leave alone. All right? I'm just saying, so. But anyway, Google Sammy with glasses. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.